I woke to the steady patter of rain against the kitchen window, the kind of soft, endless drizzle that makes a house feel smaller, as though the world outside is folding inward. It was my birthday, though I hadn't planned anything beyond a quiet morning with coffee and the newspaper. Birthdays had grown quieter since my wife passed 5 years earlier. My son Ethan usually called in the evening, if he could find time between work and his own family. I never expected much. But that morning, a package sat on my porch, the cardboard speckled dark from the rain. No return address I recognized. Inside, wrapped in tissue, was a bottle of whiskey, deep amber, heavy glass, its label covered in sharp foreign lettering. Rare, imported, expensive. I turned it in my hands, a smile tugging at me. Ethan knew I barely drank anymore, but he also remembered my old habit of collecting bottles from every country I visited. This one felt like something meaningful, a bridge, a reminder he still thought of me. I considered saving it for some lonely night, but instead, I carried it 2 doors down to my father-in-law's place. George was 90, stubborn, and still swore by whiskey like it was medicine. His face lit up when I handed him the bottle. Now that's a reason to stick around another year, he laughed. We opened it then and there. The liquid burned smooth and smoky, with surprising sweetness at the end. George said it was the best he'd ever tasted. I didn't know how important those words would become. When Ethan was a boy, I hadn't been the father he deserved, always gone, always working. Only after his mother's death did we begin repairing what was broken, through quiet forgiveness and small gestures. That whiskey felt like another one of those gestures, proof he still knew me, still wanted to connect. The next morning, when the phone rang and his name lit up, warmth filled me. "Happy birthday, Dad," he said, his voice lighter than usual. Then came the pause. "So how was the whiskey?" I chuckled. "Excellent." I gave it to George. You know how he loves the stuff. The silence stretched. At first, I thought the call had dropped. Then I heard him breathing, ragged, uneven. His voice cracked. "You did what?" Confused, I repeated myself. I gave it to George. "We opened it last night." Another silence. Then, almost a whisper, "Dad, you weren't supposed to drink it." My stomach twisted cold. The room seemed to press in around me. "What do you mean?" His words came fractured, panicked. Something about work, a deal gone wrong, a delivery that was never meant for me. His voice kept breaking, as if he feared someone might overhear. And then the sentence that hollowed me out, "Dad, that bottle wasn't a gift. It was meant for someone else. And it's not just whiskey." I set the phone on the counter, my throat still carrying the burn of what I had swallowed. Without thinking, I bolted out into the rain, sprinted across the lawn and into George's house. He was slumped in his chair, a half-empty glass still sitting on the side table. At first, he looked like he was just napping, but his skin was ashen, his breath shallow and uneven. I shook him, called his name, but his eyes only fluttered. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Ethan again. I answered, my hands trembling. "Listen to me," he said, his voice frantic. "Get him to a hospital now. But don't mention the bottle. Not to anyone. Not the doctors, not the police. No one. Do you understand?" The rain pounded harder on the roof. My voice dropped to a whisper. "Ethan, what the hell did you send me?" There was a pause, and when he spoke again, his voice carried something I had never heard from before. Not fear, not anger, but raw guilt. "Dad, I think I just made a mistake that could kill us both." On George's table, the bottle still glowed in the dim light, its amber liquid catching fire in the glass. Every instinct screamed to smash it, to pour it down the drain, to erase its existence. But I didn't. I couldn't, because now I needed answers, and I needed them fast.